Hey YouTube land, welcome once again to another action figure review by Tycondrius. So here we're doing a double figure set. We're doing a more Jurassic World Dominion line figures. These are more the 2-packs, or they call 2-packs, but some of them have more than 2 figures in them. But the one that we're going to look at, these are the newer characters, or the more Jurassic World newer characters compared to the OG Jurassic Park characters. This is Kyla and Pyroraptor. So here's the box for her here. And the other one is the Maisie Velociraptor Beta and Velociraptor Beta. So we'll go through the packaging first. They are all similar packaging. So you have, on all of these figures so far that I've seen, the character is always behind the bubble, the plastic bubble, with their accessories. And then the dinosaur is actually outside of the bubble, so they're usually sitting in front of the figure or near the figure, and you can interact with the dinosaur a small bit. If I flip around the back of the box, you can see this is the Kayla with the pyroraptor set, and then in the corner it shows other figures, which is the the Dr. Grant, and the Dr. Alan Grant Dimetrodon set. There's also a thing for the QR code scan app thing, so if you have the app, there's a section on the dinosaurs that you pull up. It has a little DNA sequence thing that allows you to scan, and then there is this legally stuff on the bottom of the box. And it is pretty much the same deal for Maisie's, but I will need Maisie's one for more reference. So she actually comes with 2 creatures and herself. So on the other set you have shown is the Dino Tracker Wrangler Owen with Parasaurolophus, and he comes with a lasso. You have the Velociraptor and Dr. Ian Malcolm, which I've done a review of. Hopefully it'll either be up before this one or after this one. I'm not sure which way I'm going to get these uploaded, but I will have both 2-packs, two sets of 2-packs reviewed. You got Velociraptor Beta, you have Maisie with her kind of more, it's look from the start of the film, and then you have the Lystrosaurus. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Lystrosaurus. Now, buddy of mine said this is actually one of the, it's not a Jurassic creature, it's actually a Triassic creature, so it's like predates dinosaurs. Like it is a, as far as I know, is it a natural is it a prehistoric reptile more than an actual dinosaur? It's kind of from the same time period as the Dimetrodons, and what was the other one that they had that was there's a couple of dinosaurs that they've released that have been kind of early Triassic dinosaurs that kind of predate the dinosaurs. This is one of them. It is a bizarre looking creature. In fact, my buddy who's South African said it's one of the few kind of dinosaurs I think that was found in South Africa, and he said it's one of those ugliest kind of dinosaurs. To me it looks like a precursor to the Protoceratops. It kind of has that weird little kind of frill thing going on. It kind of looks like it could have been, it may have evolved into like Ceratopian dinosaurs maybe, I don't know. I could be just pulling that out of the top of a hat, but I'm going to try and keep the box here so I can remember its name, or I'll just refer to it as that thing. So without further ado, let's get on to the figures and stuff. So I'll go through the dinosaurs first. So I'm going to bring in Beta because this one's probably the easiest one to go through. So this is Beta. This is supposed to be Blue's little baby raptor. It is far too big to be the little baby raptor. It does have a code thing. Now, I'm not sure if it's the exact same code thing. Just have a look, see. It looks to be exactly the same. This is the version that came with Owen Grady and that little small winter fox set. So that was another one of those 2-packs. So from what I can tell, this is exactly the same dinosaur. The only difference might be just how the paint is applied. The bellies look a little bit different, a little bit more stronger, but the coloring, everything on these seems to be identical. In fact, so much so I'm not sure if I used the right one for the review. They look that identical. I can't tell which one is which. but the QR code thing, or the scan code, is identical on both of them from what I can see. It is articulated, so head is on the rotation, swivels, there's a joint on it, mouth opens, hands move up and down, but actually move out as well, which is something some of the other dinosaurs in these sets don't have. It has single jointed leggies, a little swivel at the tail. The tail swivel doesn't really add to it. I think, as I said in the previous video, it's just how they construct the dinosaur, because they have the two halves of the body, so they sandwich it together and have the tail in it. So they add the tail while they're doing it, probably just to save space on how they're building it. But all in all, it's the exact same beta figure that came with Owen, and even that one was far too big, because, like, you know, in the movie, if you have seen the movie, Owen is able to strap Beta over his back quite comfortably, and this dinosaur you couldn't stretch over his back for love nor money. So again, it is like, if they were to make Beta in scale to these figures, Beta would only be like that big. So, like, you have to kind of suspend disbelief for these things, and in order to have kind of cool dinosaur toys as well at the same time. So we'll move on to the other creature from her 2-pack, or 3-pack if you want to call it, is the Lystrosaurus. See, I nearly forgot its name. Lystrosaurus. Again, this has that QR code thing. As far as I know, this is the only way of getting one of these things. I thought there was another set that had this, or was it one on its own, but I think I'm wrong. This is the only way to get this weird, bizarre looking fugly creature. So it again is similar in design to Beta, with the neck joint. Doesn't have an opening mouth. It does have that kind of beak thing, and as I was saying, if you look at the head, if you just take away like just take from the head, it has like the beak going on like the Ceratopians, and it has that kind of frill crest thing going on like Ceratopians. So it does look like at some point, like, these big tusks could have evolved out further for like defense, and these became like more, I don't know. Although in the movie it seemed to be like a carnivore more than a plant eater. So I don't know. I'm just grasping at straws. Like, even the feet look kind of big and chunky, kind of like the Ceratopians. But it is probably, I'm probably completely wrong on it. But again, articulation, just has legs, swivels. Now, if you move the legs in certain directions, it just makes it awkward for standing. It's usually, like most of these four-legged dinosaurs from these series, they're more designed to sit flush to a certain certain way. Same with the other ones, the carnivores, the two-legged carnivores, the theropods. They tend to be, you know, if you move their legs off position, it just makes them unbalanced. So we'll go moving on. It's a nice segue into the actual carnivore figure that comes with this set. Or not this set, but with the Kayla set. This is the pyroraptor. Now, I loved the look of the pyroraptor in the movie. I'm not a big, huge fan of the figure design. I think it looks a bit cartoonish. I'm not sure. It's just, it doesn't look as cool as I would like it to be. I'm hoping they will do a Hammond Collection version of this, because the Hammond Collection version of the Velociraptors are really good. Like, they added way more articulation, gave it more thing, but I can see where they would have issues and trouble with extra joints where they have the feathering going on to get that look right, but they might be able to pull it off. But it has this feathered tail, has these feathering kind of going up on the tip, it has the feathering on the lower arms, even the head was feathered, like it has some really cool feathering effects sculpted in. Like, it's just because it's one of the basic style dinosaurs, or, you know, basic price point dinosaurs that have been packed in with a 2-pack. It doesn't have the kind of grandeur I would imagine from like one of the other like action feature ones. That being said, it's not a bad figure, it's just not the best of the figures. Like, the hands are in this kind of clumpy clawed thing compared to if I bring in one of the Velociraptors. Like, you can see how kind of more graceful the hands on the Velociraptors look compared to this one's hands, and they're not like you can kind of get different poses out of it. Whereas when you're moving this one, again, the hands do move, but when you're moving it, it just looks like it's trying to scrape the front of its head. You can't really get menacing looks from it that much. Like, the head looks really cool. The jaw does open. Again, has that same swivel and joint piece. The feet look cool as well, but like if there were multiple jointed feet, I think they would like just look really cool. You get some cool kind of clawing, moving features. In fact, even if they had just done the thing like they do with Blue, where they have the hinge on the arm, because like even Beta's hands are actually kind of very close to her body, but you can actually outstretch them a bit and make them kind of look chicken wingish. Like, if they had done that with the pyroraptor, I think that would have made it a bit of a better figure. It's just a minor nitpick, maybe, but I think it, like, and the feathers on the top here, I think they could have gone a bit more with the paint taps on it, but I'm sure someone out there will probably customize one of these into like a far better, more movie accurate looking version, and it'll look way better. So moving on, we'll go with the figures. So we'll go with Kayla first. She is one of the newer characters of this series. It is a shame we never got the Franklin figure. Franklin does appear in the movie, and he was supposed to have a figure from the previous movie, which was Fallen Kingdom, but he never did. But it is nice to see that Kayla her figure did get made. It is always like a possibility that where they show prototype figures, they get cancelled and stuff like that, but thankfully her one didn't. So she comes with an actual baton accessory, if I remember correctly. It's a stun baton. It almost looks like it's part of her plane, like a handle or something off part of her plane, but I think it's supposed to be a stun baton that she grabs, because if I remember correctly, when they're being chased by the pyroraptor, I think there's one sitting like on a area next to them when they're running. It's like running across like the dam. There's like one of those kind of emergency brake for emergency use kind of things, and she grabs it and then she uses it to zap the pyroraptor in the face. So she does grab it. She's quite nicely detailed. She has her bomber jacket, her airplane jacket, and she has a sculpted padded jacket underneath. Her head is on a swivel. Arms can move up quite a bit, can rotate all the way around, single jointed elbows with swivels, can kick forward that much, can has single jointed knee. In fact, I believe, just going by my videos, or my previous video, I forgot to do the articulation for the Ian Malcolm and the Dr. Grant figure, but they have all the same articulation as the other legacy style figures. So they don't, and she has a waist swivel as well. They don't have like the ultra articulation of the Hammond collection. They just have the kind of more basic stuff. And then for Maisie, she's actually more limited. So she comes with two accessories. Where did that other accessory fly off to? She comes with a very, very tiny pocket knife. So be careful taking this thing out of the packaging. She comes with a tiny pocket knife. She can hold it in her hand. You can just get it into her hand. She was holding it before, but it is a little bit tiny. So just be careful of that. She does come with a satchel or a bag. I don't even remember having a bag in the movie. It's like they seem to be packing random accessories. I mentioned it with the Dr. Grant one, where it comes with that weird dinosaur skull. Now, I'm not sure if her knife is the exact same one that comes with the... I'll just drag it out without knocking her one out of her hand. Yeah, I believe it's the exact same knife that Owen has. So if you wanted to, you could probably give Owen her knife. Yeah, you can fit in Owen's little back pocket thing. So if you wanted a different colored knife so it doesn't match the holster, you can swap the knives around. So there is that. But it is the same one that comes with Owen. It just doesn't have the sheath for her to store it. So Maisie has had a different look. This is the previous Maisie figure. You can see it's actually smaller as well, which you can see there's a, I think it's a 4-year gap between the two films. So you can see she has grown a little bit since the 4 years of the previous film. Head sculpt doesn't look too bad. I do kind of wish they did a version of her without the bobble hat, because she only wears a bobble hat for like the first act of the film, and then the rest of it she doesn't have it. So it is kind of annoying that way. They still have remained the same with her articulation as with her previous figure. So the arms can only move out this much, rotate around. There is no elbow and there is no wrist swivels. Her head is on a ball joint, but because of the way her hair is, it does tend to get in the way. Same with the getting this thing on her. It just looks awkward. You kind of have to finagle it to get it under her hair a bit, and then that takes away from her articulation a bit, so it is a bit bulky. I used this with the Sattler figure because she actually comes with nothing. I just threw it on Ellie's figure because it seems to hang a bit better on her. She doesn't have waist swivel. Her legs can split that much. She can kick forward, can't really kick back too much. Single jointed knee with a swivel, and nothing in the ankles. So she is a bit more less articulated than the taller figures, which is the same way they go with most of the figures. For the kind of more child figures, the Lex and Tim, I don't have the Lex figure, but I know the Lex figure has the same thing with the arms. It doesn't have the articulation in the arms. The Tim figure definitely doesn't have it because I have that T-Rex escape set, which comes with the Explorer, the T-Rex, and the Tim Murphy figure. So there is that. So if I just bring her previous counterpart in, I'm going to push them back a bit so you can see her. She does stand up well enough, or she does have peg holes on the bottom of her feet. And we'll bring in her surrogate parents. So this is the Owen from the Dominion line. He's pretty much the same as the previous Owens from the Fallen Kingdom line. And then this is the Claire from the Dominion line. This is the one that I did a review of already with the Dilophosaurus set, which is actually a really cool set. It's one of my favorites of the sets. And we'll just bring back in all the little dinosaurs that she comes with. So there is Beta in the corner. And there is that Lytrosaurus. Yes. And then we'll bring in the OG old guys. Grant, Sattler, and Malcolm. So you can see the kind of the whole gang together for the new film. I don't think there's any other figures yet released. We hopefully we might get a Dr. Wu, and we might get Dodson. I'd love to see them do a Dodson figure. You could almost, if you wanted to, get the Ian Malcolm figure and shave the beard off if you had some way of doing it, and you could probably get away with it being a Dodson figure because the hairline is probably nearly similar. But yeah, it'd be cool to get a Dodson and the other characters that were in the film. I can't remember his second in command guy, but that would be kind of cool as well. But we do know there is more human characters coming, but the only ones that they showcase they're not named characters. They're just like the mercenaries are kind of getting repacked again with some of the other sets. So there's some other kind of human characters coming along, but they're not actual named characters from the film. So all in all, actually there is, I did make a mistake. There is one other named character that they have a figure for. I can't remember her name. She was the one in Morocco that she lets the Atrociraptors escape with. There's a set that's I think it's an exclusive set. It's like their Atrociraptor escape set where it comes with like a container for the Atrociraptor and her name, and I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but she's the Asian woman. She's Asian, yeah. Well, I don't want to be saying the wrong thing, but I believe she was Asian with blonde hair, and she has that like laser pointer thing, so she uses it to target Claire. And does she also target Owen? Yeah, she targets Owen with the laser pointing, similar to how the Indoraptor had that laser pointer thing that would, send it after targets. She had something similar, but I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but she's the one that Dodson is basically in communication with. But overall, really great sets. I do hope I'll hope to get some of the other ones, the other figure sets and other kind of battle pack type things, and do reviews for those. And hopefully you enjoyed this video review and me waffling on. I know it's gone on for quite a bit, so I'll wrap it up here now. So hopefully you enjoyed this review, and as always, please feel free to like, comment and subscribe to my channel, and hopefully see you on the next one. Cheers guys.